Welcome to Bahati, talking about real issues that are affecting you as an individual. Insights about financial and personal growth, plus better relationships. And now, Bahati.
It's a beautiful time to be alive and to make the steps forward and to be able to make the decisions that we need to make. But I am here for all of us. I am here for our forward movement. I'm here for our growth. I'm here for our reinvention. I am here for there's so many things that we want to do in our lives, and that is why we get to have this conversation. I'm Bahati Hilda Sabiti, and I hope that you are well. I hope that you have visions. I hope that you have dreams. I hope that you have things that you're reaching out towards. I hope that you have hope that tomorrow is going to be better, because if you have that, nothing is going to defeat you in this life. Okay, so today, just like I usually start, I usually say that we are in this life to thrive, not to survive and not to sink. Okay, because there are three modes under which we can live. We can either sink, we can survive, or we can thrive. And so many of us, the reason as to why so many people invite me to so many different places, their work arenas, their churches, their mosques, their different places to speak to them, is because they believe they are still stuck on the two modes, that is sinking and surviving, and they feel that they need so much to be able to upgrade and move on to a thriving or a flourishing arena. And I know that that is where we all want to move to. That is what we yearn for in life. And as long as we yearn for that and work towards that, it is attainable and it's something that we can actually live. So I need you to be able to speak to your life right now and say, I am not on level 1, I am not on level 2, I am on level 3, and that is where I'm going to function for the rest of this year and all the years that are coming. I am going to function at a level of thriving and flourishing, and even if I have to work hard towards it, I'm going to pay the price. I'm going to sacrifice. I'm going to show up every day. I'm going to be determined. I'm going to be consistent, and I am going to show up every single day for myself. Okay, and today I just wanted us to start with this beautiful prayer from the Trailblazers journal. I usually do this. It's part of my ritual. I just love doing it. And this prayer says that today, may you have the wisdom for decisions that you need to make, and then the words you need to choose and the actions that you need to take. May the right answers become clear, and may you move forward with courage. In order for us to thrive, we need to move forward in courage, and we need to be able to have the clarity about the decisions and the actions and the words and everything that we choose to do. We need to have a sense of clarity. I know that I'm speaking to us, and some of us are in a place where we just don't feel like we have clarity about where we are headed. We don't feel we have clarity even about the day that we are in right now. We don't have clarity about our wishes, our ambition, and the things that we want to touch. We just don't have clarity about anything, and you feel like your world is moving, rotating in circles, and you just don't seem to make a sense of anything that is happening. That is why we are here to have this conversation. I believe that by the end of this conversation, a lot will have changed about your life and the decisions that you need to make in order to get to the next level. So I pray over you that the decisions that you need to make will be very clear before you, and that you will move forward with courage, just like today's prayer that we have made has told us. Okay, so this topic of discussion really excites me. For one thing, this is the state of our being. We're going to talk about identity, and I know that so many of us live and have constantly lived in a motion of identity crisis, like not knowing who we really are. Yes, you know your name. Yes, you know how you look like, and just like the definition says that it's a combination of who you are and your your character traits, your behavior traits, but you realize that so many of us, there's so many labels that have been given to us over time, and we have bought into those labels, and now we have started identifying ourselves as those labels. We have started identifying ourselves as failures. We have identified ourselves as people who can't do it, who can't do anything. We have identified ourselves as poor. We have identified ourselves as the last. We have identified ourselves as not important. We are not significant. We have identified ourselves by so many names and labels that have been imparted on us by other people. And because right from birth, and if I can talk about it from the spiritual arena, that before our paths were woven together in the sacred places, God knew us and he predestined a good future. That means that he thought about us before he created us. So that means you were created with a blueprint of greatness. You were created with a blueprint of never failing, of never giving up, of being resilient, of being determined, of being committed, of making it in life in all arenas of life. And now when you were born, you didn't have any imposter syndrome. You didn't have any problems with your self-confidence, with your self-esteem. You didn't have any of that. But as you kept growing, a lot happened, and a lot of shifts and turns. You were tossed around. A lot was told to you by media, by the people that brought you up, by your friends, by your enemies, the people that don't like you. As in, a lot has been said, and it's so easy to believe in a bad report that we have taken all the badness and we have taken it as the truth inside of us, and we have taken away all the good and we have put it on a shelf somewhere, never to even remember who we are as human beings. And so we have lived in a constant battle of identity crisis, and that is why we even don't know what we deserve. We even don't know whether we deserve anything good. We even don't know. That is why we lament. That is why we cry. That is why we move in circles. That is why we are never confident. That is why? Because there is a part of us that we have killed, a part of us that has had dust on it that needs to be dusted off, and a part of us that needs to be straightened up, okay? And that is where I want us to actually start. That how do you create a resilient identity? Because you were born resilient, okay? So how do we circle back to who we were as human beings, to who you were as a human being? I know that you don't remember that version of you, but again, when you get to know that, okay, there's something that was robbed from me, there's something that was taken, this is not who I am, living in a motion, in a constant motion of lamenting and crying and poverty and lack and, and lack of enthusiasm. Some of us are not even excited about life. We're not excited about the job that we are doing. We're not excited about the relationships that we are in. We're not excited about the marriages that we are in. We're not excited about anything, as it seems like life has lost meaning. But I'm telling you, life has not lost meaning. It's not all gone, okay? It's not all wrapped up. We can still redeem ourselves. And that is why I'm saying you can recreate, or you can rediscover the authentic version of you, the identity, the winning identity of you that you were supposed to be. And here I wrote a statement that says that how far you go and grow is not only determined by what God thinks about you, but it is equally determined by what you think about yourself. And the reason as to why I'm talking about what you think about you, because already God, if you believe in God, God thinks about you, and he says that his thoughts are good, his plans are good. So that is a given. That is not going to change. No one can change that. However, if the enemy or the devil cannot change how we look at God, this is what he's going to do. He's going to change how we look at ourselves. So now he's going to give you a redefinition, a wrong defining of your life, and then you are going to get hooked onto that. And remember, whatever he's defining is not resilient. Whatever he's defining is not happy. Whatever he's defining is not great. Whatever he's defining is actually less important. Okay? So that means you're going to get a hold of that, and you're going to believe that for the rest of your life. How would it explain? You find someone at 40 and they're not confident. As in, you would have thought the life lessons, the things that they have gone through have taught them thus far. Now they know that, you know what, they can do anything. They can be anything. That is what they should have thought, but they lack confidence, no self-esteem. They cannot even turn their lives around. They're like, you know what, it seems I'm going to die like this. It seems, you know, I was born like this. It seems the world has, you know, this is who I am. I want to reintroduce a version of you to yourself, a version of you that is greater, a version of you that is an overcomer. The reason as to why you still have dreams, the reason as to why you're still reaching out, the reason as to why you're still alive, the reason as to why you're still working, the reason as to why you wake up every single day to go to that job, the reason as to why you still have at least that ounce of life in you is the hope that there is something greater about your life that you need to reactivate, that you need to tap into, that you need to believe, because if you don't believe in it, then it's actually not going to happen at all. It's not going to help you at all. And you will always behave in a way that is consistent with the way that you think about yourself. I need you to look at the people. It could be in the work arena, it could be your colleagues, could be your friends. People behave in ways that are consistent with how they think about themselves. That is why they will make the kind of money that they make. And then someone else in the same arena, earning the same kind of money, will decide to actually say, you know what, let me create a side hustle. Let me go and get another skill. Let me upgrade my studies. Let me do this. And then they will do better. They will earn better. They will be happier in life. They will be more enthusiastic about life. Why? Because they made a decision. And the time when someone makes a decision about something, it's because they believe they deserve it. They believe they can get it. We don't make decisions just for the sake of making decisions. We make decisions because we believe it is possible. So when someone shows you that it is possible, why? Because other people have gone ahead of you. They have done some of these things. People have created their own companies. People have excelled at their jobs. People have saved money. People have created side hustles. People have done farming and it has actually worked out so well. People, as in, they have gotten into relationships, and even after heartbreak, and people have gotten into other relationships. Even after a huge loss, people have ventured out into another kind of venture. And the reason as to why they did it is because they believed it was possible. It's because they believed they deserved more. It's because they believed they deserved better. It's because they were ambitious, okay? And they were willing to do something about that ambition. Now, that goes ahead to tell you that when your belief system is rectified, when you start believing in yourself, then you can do bigger things, better things than you ever thought that you could actually do in your life. So I don't want you to, that is why I want you to rewire what you believe. Because when you rewire what you believe, then what you do is going to be evident. Okay? When you rewire how you see yourself, what you believe about yourself. If you believe, and I've said it so many times, that I have never believed that I'm supposed to be a quitter, or I'm supposed to give up on life. I have never believed that things cannot go my way. I know that, yes, so many times things have not gone my way, but I always believe that, oh, okay, that didn't work out, but when I try again, something else will work out. Okay, that didn't turn out the way I hoped it would, but that does not mean I should stop, because something else can turn out the way I hope, or even better than I hoped it would. Like, I have that constant hope. I have that constant enthusiasm. I have that constant belief, and I will not say that I don't know where that belief comes from. Number one, I know that I have joined my belief. I have learned over time to join my belief to what God believes about me. So when he says I'm an overcomer, when he says I'm more than a conqueror, when he says that I'm the head and not the tail, when he says, as in, I have proclaimed those words in my life, I have prayed over about them, over them, I have recited them, I have read God's word, I have believed God's word, and let me tell you, the moment I have done, that has become like an engine, a constant engine that drives my life, that I don't believe anything outside of that. So come and tell me anything that you want. Oh, you know, you're going to fail. In my heart of hearts, I'm like, you know what? You're going to be shocked. Watch and see. And so many people have said, without even just telling them that watch and see, but in my heart, I'm like, you know what? come back next year, or come back next month, or come back next week. And let me tell you, it has been totally different. Why? Because I believe in it, and because I believe in it, I'm able to work hard, I'm able to show up every day, I'm able to be resilient, I'm able to bounce back from things that have not worked out. The reason as to why some of us are even buried at this moment, at this juncture in the year, you are buried in all sorts of disbelief. It's because what you planned at the beginning of the year has not worked out until now. And maybe you have not gone out, you have not sought for knowledge, you have not consulted, you have not programmed your days, you have not planned, you have not journaled, you have not, yes, there is a contribution that you have made. But let me tell you, the moment you start believing in yourself, okay, the moment you start believing in yourself, it becomes like an automatic engine that it will wake you up. And the moment you get in the habit of finding your purpose, discovering your purpose, knowing why you are on earth. Some of us don't know why we are on earth. The reason as to why, I wake up every day, the reason as to why I'm on earth is bigger than me, is to help other people, is to hold another person's hand. So that means I have a bigger mandate. And that bigger mandate, whether I am feeling down, whether I'm feeling low, whether I don't feel like it, I must show up, because I'm not showing up for myself, I'm showing up for another person. So can you get a bigger reason as to why you are doing what you are doing? Can you get a bigger why? Can you rediscover what your why is, so that it can emphasize on the kind of strength that you use to do the things that you actually do? So there's a better version. If you've been living in identity crisis, there's a better version of that identity that I want us to be able to create. I don't want to just you to just float. I don't want you to just exist. I know some of us, because of the problems that happen, we are floating endlessly, and we are deviating away from the good life. We are deviating away from whatever we thought our lives would be by this time, and we just don't know how to redeem ourselves. But when you do even if it's a small act, even if it's a small act that is opposite to what you are feeling right now, believe me, it is going to bring you back on the trajectory. And that is why I talk about resilience, because when you are resilient, when you build a resilient identity, this is what happens. All the anxiety that you had, all the depression that you have, all the questions that you have, as in it automatically starts to answer and respond to everything that you have going on around you, that you are drowning in right now. Because some of us are drowning in anxiety. And anxiety is about the uncertainties of the future, the things that we don't know about. We don't know whether we are going to earn money tomorrow. We don't know what next year holds. We don't know whether we are going to still have the job. We don't know whether, as in, there's so many things that we don't know about. So when you wake up and then you're thinking about, okay, now I've been able to pay school fees for this term. I don't know whether I'm going to pay school fees for next time, whether I'm going to be able. It's been so hard. And then you start thinking about that and dwelling on that. Remember, it's unknown. You are not yet there. You have not yet crossed that bridge. And now it becomes, you are becoming anxious. That is where still the same Bible that I read, I don't know the Bible that you read, but the Bible that I read says that what would it help if you are anxious? Okay, if you are anxious about tomorrow, it does not help. It's not going to change anything. Okay, it's not going to change anything. The only change that you can do is the work that you do right now, and the belief systems that you have right now, is the resilience that you have right now, and just thinking that, you know what, I believe that if I could do this, even tomorrow is catered for. If I could pay school fees this term, even next time, I'll be able to pay. I don't know whether you've seen the resilient people. There is a way they don't dwell on uncertainties. Yes, they will think about them, but they will think in terms of, what can I do right now? Can I save? Because then that is going to take away the anxiety. Can I begin saving money? Can I begin financial discipline? Can I begin by consulting? What do I do? Personal financial management. What do I do? Okay, if I want to grow my income, what exactly do I do? So they become so busy right now doing the right things that is going to make the future dwindle, and then they're going to say, you know what, the same God that I have trusted before, that I trust right now, I will trust forever. But let me tell you, I will do what I can as a human being right now, and I am not going to kill myself over a future that I have not yet gotten into. So anxiety is about the future uncertainties that we keep thinking about. And then so many of us are stuck in the depression as well. We are depressed about the things that did not happen the way we thought they would. The relationship that didn't turn out the way it was. Our children that didn't turn out the way we thought they would. The money that we thought we would get but we didn't get. The heartbreak that you have gone through. The traumatic experience. The people that have talked about you. The jobs that you lost. Who is against you? As in, we are stuck. We are depressed about what happened. And yet, we actually don't have the power to go back. We can change now, but we cannot change yesterday. We cannot go back. We can learn. We can pick the lessons, okay? And that is why if you create an identity that is resilient, that is why you will learn to ask crucial questions. That I am dwelling on the past. What am I gaining from this past? That I am dwelling on the future. The future is not yet here. I'm just going to make myself so tired. I'm just going to exhaust my brain. I'm just going to run out on my memory. I'm just going to, because that's what happens. When you're anxious, you cannot think right. Some of you are not performing at your job because you're anxious. Some of you are even anxious about the relationships and the marriages that you're in. Will it work out? Will he love me? Will he, will she love me? Will I still be with them? And now you are there, you are staring blank at the computer, at the laptop. You can't do anything. The deadlines are passing by. You cannot even hand in your work. You cannot report about anything, even if they tell you to stand up to speak, as in your memory is all jumbled up. Like you cannot think straight. Some of you cannot even bring up your children the way you're supposed to bring them up right now. You don't even have any attention, an ounce of energy to give to them right now because you are busy thinking about tomorrow and what tomorrow holds. And yet tomorrow is not yet here. So do you see the battles that we create for ourselves if we are not able to switch to the identity that is resilient, identity that is able to build us? And then when we think about the present, we get panic attacks. So think about the anxiety of the future, the depression of the past, and the anxiety and the panic attacks that we get every time something does not happen the way we want it to happen, or we envision it's not going to happen the way we want it to happen, or someone has said anything about you, someone has written on social media anything about you, or your boss has criticized you about something. You're getting anxiety attacks. Why? Because your identity is not strong enough to be able to hold, to soak in, and to be able to stand still, and to be able to make sober decisions that are going to take you to the next level and the next level and the next level. We're still going ahead. We're still learning about identity. And in a moment, we're going to talk about how to switch it, how to recreate, and how to reprogram it.
Spirit TV, a place for you.
Did you know that you can acquire a skill in less than 3 months? Dynamic Media School skills you in TV and radio presenting, motion graphics, graphics designing, control room management, show production, audio production, confidence building, lighting and videography, personal branding, social media management, cinematography, video editing, marketing and sales, and effective communication. This is designed to provide practical skills and hands-on experience with the focus on developing critical thinking, research, and communication skills. You will have access to high-quality learning materials, including online lectures and other resources, as well as a dedicated team of facilitators and influencers who are available to assist you with any questions or concerns that you might have. Enroll today. Call 0702 021 834 or WhatsApp 0760 881 331. Dynamic Media School is an excellent choice for anyone looking to start or advance their career in this exciting and dynamic field. You don't get the life that you deserve, but that which you decide. It's time for you to decide to dominate your life. You don't do that by just having passion, you need a plan. Let's show you how you grow practically in character, competence, and in other areas of life. Welcome back to Bahati.
Yes, we get to talk about resilience, and we get to talk about identity. For me, these are sweet spots because so many of us are failing to navigate life experiences because of the negative, of the bad identity that we have taken on and we have owned, and we are not letting go. We are not willing to let go of that. Even when someone says that, you know what, you must be able to realign, to rediscover, and to repurpose, and to recreate your identity, and be able to go back and embrace who you were before the fears, before you were afraid, before they told you anything that the world told you. Who you were in your authenticity, that was unbreakable, that was unstoppable, that was beautiful, and that was a winner, okay? That was a conqueror, and that is who you still are in this world. Believe me, you can achieve so many things. It doesn't matter whether you are already 50, whether you're already 70, whether you're already 80, or whether you are just 20. You can do anything that you put your mind to. If you put your mind to something and just don't give up and throw in a towel just like that, what kills us is most of us give up so quickly. We give up so quickly. We're like, you know what, I don't think this is for me. Who is it for? If there is anyone achieving it out there, that should show you that it is achievable. If anyone, if you can perceive it, if you can conceive it, if you can think about it, the reason as to why so many of us are even beaten down, we are looking at social media, we are busy comparing ourselves to other people, we are busy, you know, or other people are on the fast lane running, we are busy just crawling, and we are thinking we'll never catch up. We are not trying to catch up to anyone. We are not trying to be anyone else. No, you are not. The reason as to why you feel so inferior is because you are trying to be something that you are not. Just be who you are, but the improved, the better version, the resilient version of you that is going to astonish you, that is going to surprise you, that is going to amaze you, that every single day. And I will ask you just very simple questions, very simple question. If you really want to reinvent yourself and be able to reconnect with that person that you want to be, just like I said, you blow off the dust, rediscover that person. But who would you switch places with? I want you to be very honest with yourself. Who would you switch places with? And I'm not saying this in terms of comparison, but when you look out there, there's someone that is doing something that you would love to do, something that you have admired to do, something that you feel you have the power to do, something that you have the capacity to do, something, whether it is a promotion, whether it is in the world of purpose, whether it's in the world of public speaking, whether it's in the world of motivational speaking, whether it's the world of coaching, it could be in the world of work, you being a CEO, you know, being promoted to that capacity. Who would you switch places with? So I need you to be able, because now what I want you to do is to be able to carve that, to get into that corner and be able to find out that, by the way, it's very possible for me to be anything that I want to actually be. Okay, so who would you switch places with? I need you to be able to put that in your mind and think about it evidently, okay? What would make you feel proud about you? What would make you feel proud about you? I know there's a time I took this self-assessment upon myself. It really helped me. The reason as to why I'm sharing it with you, because I had totally lost my identity. I had totally deviated. I had misbelieved everything that I had been told. I had taken on literally in my life, until I got to a place and I said that, you know what, who do I really want to be? What would make me proud? Like, not just the being proud in life, but proud about myself, okay? Not just happy. Some of us want happiness. But again, you realize that some of you can drink and just be happy, can eat and just be happy. But there is doing something something amazing, something that can live to the next generation. There is you saying that, you know what, I have worked so hard and I have gotten this kind of breakthrough and I am leaving a legacy, I am leaving inheritance. Even the Bible talks about it, that you leave your children's children inheritance. That means by the time you leave your children's children, your children are satisfied, you are also living in satisfaction. So if that is going to make you feel proud about your achievements, then you start asking yourself, what do I do right now? What is that next step? I don't need to skip to the 100 step. What is that next step that I must make? Should I consult? Should I save? Should I, open up a business? Should I survey or, re-strategize? What do I need to do? What will make me proud? Okay, is it waking up earlier than you've been waking up? Is it, doing your work in time? Is it, not committing to everything that everyone is bringing to your plate, but you being able to choose perfectly what suits into your schedule? Is it giving more time to your children so you can nurture them? Is it giving more time to your relationship? What will make you proud? What will make you feel proud? I need you to be able to put into, remember, we're talking about reinventing your identity to an identity that you're proud of, to an identity that that is unstoppable. Okay, and then what would make you feel excited? What will make you feel genuinely excited? Like, I'm excited. Let me tell you, when I took the journey to find my purpose, I talk about this story so many times. I'm not going to take you because it's a long story. Before I found my purpose, and I was doing so many other things. I did business, as in retail business. Yes, I did retail business, and then. I did so many things, but I felt like I was totally lost. I was totally lost. Even for my first bachelor's, I did IT. I was totally lost. I couldn't do software, no hardware. I didn't want anything to do with that. So I took a journey. I took 2 steps back and just went on a journey to rediscover who I was. And then I found out that in as much as I'm an introvert, I actually love talking to people. I love helping people. I love helping them navigate their lives' problems. I love coaching people. I love bridging people's, where they are and where they really want to be, holding their hands, praying for them. And so when I took time to discover my purpose, I got to know that I would be excited. Okay, I didn't know that this level of excitement would exist, but I wake up every day excited to solve people's problems, to help them, to hold their hands, to come up with new programs, to come up with new, endeavors, to make sure that people are excited about their lives as well. So what will excite you? What will excite you? Okay, I need you to be able to mark that. Okay, and then what are you afraid to ask for? And yet deep down in your heart, you know you need it. What are you afraid to ask for? Some of us are in jobs, not misplaced, but that was a starting point for you to discover who you were really meant to be, so that you can transition into places that you're supposed to be. Some of you are on that trajectory, not as a final destination, but you are just in transit. And I know that some of you can feel it, that you are in transit. That is not where you're supposed to be. That job is not your last. That business is not your last. You are just passing by. You're being refined. You're being prepared for your final destination. Okay, but what is it that you're afraid of asking for, and yet deep down in your heart you know? And some of us, by the way, we actually don't know that it exists. For me, I became so I became anxious, and I became so not worried. Worried is not the word, but I became so unsettled before I discovered, or before I even got to know, to unveil my purpose. I became so unsettled because I knew there was something more. I knew I was not just meant to be a radio presenter. I knew that I was not just meant to be someone who works in an office, who does traffic. I knew there was something more to me but I didn't know what it was. So I went on a journey to seek it out, to find out. I didn't want to regret 80 years, 70 years of my life looking back, and I'm like, you know what? I could have been a coach. I could have been, some of you are public speakers. Some of you are supposed to help people. Some of you are, you have bigger dreams, but you even fear to mention that dream to anyone. You are afraid that if they find out, even if it's your spouse, you're like, if I tell them, they're going to shut me down. They're going to tell me it's not possible. The people that have signed out for my mentorship, some of them came for my mentorship without even their spouses knowing. And some of them were like, you know what, I'll just surprise them after I am done, because I know they're going to tell me that is foolishness, that is unattainable, that is, what exactly are you trying to do? And one of them told me recently that the husband told her, don't look for a job. Whatever you are doing is working. Just keep going. Just keep putting in the energy, putting in the effort. Keep showing up. Let me tell you, it's going to pay up. Why? Because when you choose to believe in yourself, along the way, other people have no choice but to believe in you. Because if you believe in something so much, has someone ever believed in something so much that you had no choice but to believe in it? Because you're like, there's something I don't know. So if there's something I don't know, then it's better I join them. Instead of being against them, let me join them so that we can believe in this thing. Okay? So I need you to be able to ask yourself, what are you afraid of asking? What are you afraid of asking? You know that you are settling for less than you deserve, or for less than what you are supposed to have, or for less than what you are meant to have. Why? What are you afraid of? I need you to be able to step out of that, because forever you do not want to limit yourself. Okay? To limit yourself. You don't want to limit yourself. And that is the identity crisis I talked about. To every time you're editing yourself, because then what will so and so say? What will they think? They will think I am mad. They will think I am 50 years and now I want to change career. They will think I'm 60 years now I am dissatisfied about what I am doing. It is okay to be dissatisfied. It is okay to change career. It is okay to long for something deeper, to long for something more. The only thing is, you should be able, when you are 40 and above, you don't have the luxury of knocking walls and trial and error. Now it is time for proper consultation. It is time for proper investment. If it is time for you to give it time, if it is time for you to show up consistently, you do not have the time to play. You do not have the time to waste. Okay? So if you want to reinvent your identity, I need you to be able to ask those questions. Okay? And one of the last one that I'm going to give you is the pain teacher. Some of us, we love running away from pain, and because we feel, and let me tell you, if we didn't feel, let me just give an example. If you stepped on fire and you didn't feel the heat, you would never have stepped off. Okay? So many of us learn through pain that you get to a place where you are in total lack, and then you say, for example, I go to a place where I had nothing in my life. And that is where I made a covenant with myself and said, Hilda, I will never be broke ever again in my life. That should have been more than 20 years ago. But ever since I made that declaration in my life, and I remember walking to town and even looking for a job at that age, I did not look back, and I have never looked back for the past 20 years. I said, never in my life will I ever be broke and broken again. What taught me to make, what caused me, what got me to that place of making a declaration and a covenant with myself, and I promised myself, never in my entire life will I ever be broke. It was pain. So some of us, we are busy running away from pain without taking away the lessons, without reprogramming ourselves, and without making covenants with ourselves. Whenever you feel that pain, I want you to sit in it. I want you to take it in. And I want you to make a sober decision that never will you ever feel that pain ever again. The pain of betrayal, the pain of, the pain of lack, the pain of poverty, the pain of lack of confidence, that you lose something because you're not confident, because your self-esteem is so low, okay? I need you to be able to sit in that and be able to amass a strength out of it and promise and make a promise to yourself. And let me tell you, this new identity that you are creating is an identity that keeps its own promises. That when you promise yourself that you're never going to give up, you don't give up. That you're never going to throw in a towel, that you don't throw in a towel. That you are going to turn your life around, that even if it takes 5 years to turn your life around, you will turn your life an angle at a time, if that is what it takes. But you will keep at it, going and going and going. So let pain be your teacher. Okay, and then make a covenant, make a declaration, and say, you know what, I'm never going to be in this kind of situation. Some of you have cried tears and you have not learned anything. That is why people keep making the same mistakes and the same mistakes over and over again. When you sit in that pain and the pain teaches you, and you're like, you know what, I will never let anyone that is not supposed to be in my close proximity and my close circle into my close circle. I am going to guard it jealously. I am going to guard it jealously, okay? I'm not going to give my time to people who cannot reciprocate. If you can't reciprocate, you vacate. You make rules that your life will live by certain rules, and those rules are safeguarding you. And I'm not saying that create walls and so that people can never, no. Create a fence and put a door on that fence so that you can be able, or a gate, so that you can open the gate and close the gate whenever you have to. And those are the boundaries that you need, the discernment that you need, okay, to be able to create a better life. We want, remember we said, we do not want to sink, we don't want to survive, we want to thrive. So if you're going to thrive, let your identity be a thriving identity. You cannot live in a losing identity, okay, and expect to thrive. You have to have a thriving identity, a resilient identity, an identity that bounces back each time, okay? Every time that you are knocked down, you learn to rise up and be able to fight again. And I was looking at some of the things that I have gone through personally that I wanted to share with you, that highly resilient people, because I've told us so many times that if there's any person that is resilient, I think I have learned the art of resilience, that I have maximized it, I have used it, I have bounced back so many times that I can't even count. And I'm still bouncing back, because the things that put us down, they keep coming. They will never stop coming. So I will keep bouncing back each time. But these are the things that have helped me to bounce back. Acceptance. To accept the things that I cannot change. Okay? And then to identify the things that I can change. If I cannot change a human being, I'm never going to bother. If I cannot change, as in a certain outcome, I am not going to. Yes, am I going to cry about it sometimes? Yes, because I'm human. Am I going to feel a sense of loss? Am I going to mourn over it? Yes, it's very possible. But again, I am not going to stick to a closed door, to a closed opportunity, and cry and beg, and yet that door will never open again. No, I have learned to walk away from closed doors and look for open windows, look for open ventilators, and look for other open doors. Because, I mean, when something closes, I mean, something else opens up somewhere. And even if it does not open, but what does it benefit you to just sleep in that and wail and cry and lament over that and not accept it, okay? So I've learned the art of acceptance. And I've accepted so many things, and I have not fought through them. And therein I found my strength to divert, to redirect, and to be able to rediscover my other strength and the things that I can be able to do. The other second thing is purpose. My sense of purpose has caused me to bounce back and to be resilient and to create this resilient identity that I have that cannot be beaten down. I don't know what you would do. I mean, anyway, people have tried it all. They have tried saying things, they have tried publishing things, they have tried, I mean, people have tried it all. But let me tell you, never intimidated, never shaken, and never beaten. Okay? I always believe, I mean, you can believe anything that you want to believe about me, but for as long as I'm doing the right thing, you're not going to beat my mind from. I'm going to still stick to it, and I'm going to still go in the direction that I was going before. So the sense of purpose has brought a lot of meaning to my identity. The sense of purpose has brought a lot of a sense of bounce back, because I have something that I love. I do something that I love. I wake up to do something that I love every single day. And I earn money by doing something that I love. How beautiful is that? For me, it's the most beautiful thing, that I don't need to be anything else. I don't need to be anywhere else. I just need to be me, and I just need to do what God ordained me to do and placed me on earth to do. And guess what? Money is going to come to me, and I'm going to be resilient. Why? Because on my journey of purpose, I tend to hold other people's hands. So that means I must be strong in order to hold other people's hands. And they must be strong to also support me in one way or another. So I have learned the power of collaboration. I've learned the power of working with people. I have learned the power of looking at people's lives and learning so much from them. And that has helped me bounce back. I am never just static, that this is how it was, this is how it's supposed to be, and this is how it's supposed to be forever. No, I don't believe in that. No. Even for the beliefs that I thought were static, even for the relationships that I thought were static, even for, I've come to believe that nothing is static in this world, not even a marriage. Yeah, actually, a marriage is not static. You know, some of us get married and we think, oh, now that is a done deal. Now, no. Marriage grows. Okay? Just like I grow as a human being, my likings, my preferences, my tastes change. So if my partner thinks that, okay, how he saw me 20 years ago is the way I'm going to be and the way that I'm going to be forever, then he's in for a shock, because I am going to outgrow certain things. I am going to negotiate certain things. I am not going to love certain things anymore, and that will come as a shock. But I am growing, I'm evolving, I'm expanding. I am learning more about myself every day. I'm embracing more of myself every day. So I need you to be flexible. Nothing is static. Nothing is cast in stone. Okay? Nothing is cast in stone. Apart from your God's love for you. Okay? That God's love for you, that is permanent. But you growing, you becoming better, you wanting better, you doing better, that grows, you should be flexible, okay? And even when in the face of resilience, in the face of tragedy, when things knock us down, it's only the flexible that can be able to get back up and be resilient. Otherwise, if you're static, if it didn't work out this way, then that means it has failed. No, explore other different ways. Then you will find yourself bouncing back, being resilient because of your flexibility, because your brain is flexible, because it's not static, because it's not stuck to one angle forever and ever again. So I need you to be able to practice some of those, and some of the skills that I've used is having a sense of vision. When you have a sense of vision, that means you have a bigger picture that you are seeing. I don't know what picture you see. That is where even vision boarding is very interesting. That when you have visions and you get them out of your head and put them on a vision and say that one day I am going to be this powerful speaker, that one day I am going to be this, to own this kind of company. One day I'm going to have this magnificent family. One day my children will be graduating out of college and there will be this. Now you have those pictures. You have a bigger picture picture. Let me tell you, a person that has something to live for, it's very hard to die. It's very hard to give up. It's very hard to be beaten down. It's very hard to stay down, because then you have something to that wakes you up every time. You have a vision. You are moving towards something. So even when that going gets hard, you will get up and keep going because you believe there's something that you need to get. And the other skill is composure, okay? Composure, the resilience that comes with composure, that you have to compose yourself in order to bounce back. Otherwise, if you're scattered, if you are everywhere, doing everything, trying everything, it's very hard for you to actually, because then you have no sense of focus. When you're composed, you have a sense of focus, okay? So I need you to be able to develop that in your life. And then the tenacity, okay? The tenacity, the grit, the everything worthwhile is an uphill task. Everything worthwhile. So everything that you're going to get that is going to bring satisfaction, that is going to bring fulfillment, that is going to bring success, that is going to bring significance, it's an uphill task, okay? So it's the people that have the tenacity and the grit to keep climbing when situations get hard are the people that actually get to them. And then the reasoning, the collaboration, and health. Let me tell you, if your health is affected, I need you to be able to look at it very critically. If your health is affected, then it becomes so hard for you to embrace the identity, the resilient identity, the bouncing back identity. It's very hard for you to because a healthy body, a healthy mind. Otherwise, if your body is not healthy, that is where anxiety, panic attacks, and the depression is going to actually get a hold of you. And some of you have already gotten into a depressed moment. You got in there, you didn't know what you were getting yourself in there. You started by just thinking, you thought some more, you thought deeper, and the thoughts are quite failing, and the thoughts are just, bad, and the thoughts are just against you, and now you just don't know how to even get out of there. You can find help. You need to find help, and you need to find it soon. Otherwise, in this process of recreating, you do not create yourself or by yourself sometimes. Sometimes you need help. So if whenever you need help to build or to reconstruct your life, make sure that you find help, and the right help. The right help could be from a friend, could be from a coach, could be from a mentor, could be, from a random person when you ask them questions and they respond them to you. But I need you to find why do you want to live a good life? Why do you want to live a good life? Because you deserve that good life. But the great identity, the beliefs that you hold about yourself, they play a big role in you achieving the life that you want. I know that you want to thrive and flourish. The beliefs, okay? Before the actions, before the habits, and before the outer you, before people see anything, the change must come from inside of you. And that is why I was talking to you. So I need you to be able to change your belief system. I need you to be able to change your behaviors before you even change the outer you. I need you to be able to embrace the identity that is going to help you thrive in this season and the seasons that are coming. And I know that it's very possible and it is doable. Okay, so from me to you is I love you, and have a great moment and the rest of your life.
Thank you for watching. Bahati comes to you every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 9 p.m. here on Spirit TV. Bahati, bringing you knowledge, wisdom, financial and personal growth, better relationships leading to your transformation and elevation.